It's Friday, December 22nd. December 22nd. And when it's Friday, you know what that means. It's time for Comics Forever. Welcome back to Comics Forever, the weekly show where I tell you about all the comics that we love that you should be reading. It's the final Comics Forever before Christmas. So, if you are desperately trying to find the perfect gift for the nerd in your life, I'm sure you must be having a hard time, because nerds are notoriously hard to buy for. And with comics, comic nerds in particular, what the heck have they read? What the heck are they collecting? What do they own? Who knows? So, I've got 2 books about comics to buy for the comic nerd that has everything. Let's get into it. First up, a book that has no pictures about books with pictures, Supergods by Grant Morrison. If you've seen this channel before, you're well aware that I am obsessed with Grant Morrison. This book is no exception. This is the quintessential book about comics. It's part chronological history of the publication of superhero comics. It's part memoir and autobiographical. It's part analysis of the anthropological impact of comics on the world. So it's got it all. It's super good. It's both Marvel and DC. It's a little bit of everything. It ties into like modern culture. Grant Morrison tells us about the time they were abducted by aliens and learned about the time angels. Correct. You heard me right there. It's got everything. It's super good. And if they like comics, they will love Supergods. And next up, another biographical comic, Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics. This one's by Tom Scioli. It does have pictures, but it is a nonfiction book as well. It's about the entire life and storied career of Jack Kirby, who, if you're not familiar, make yourself familiar by this book. Essentially, he was the mastermind behind all of the visual gorgeousness that comics are today. He is, in my opinion, the architect of pop culture for the last 40, 50 years, easily. This guy did it all. And, unfortunately, he rarely got the credit for it that he deserves. So this book is a great way to change that. If you know anyone who loves, specifically Marvel, DC, like, any of them, he created them all, man. He's just, like, he's the best. So if you have somebody that loves comics as much as I do, as much as Jack Kirby did, then they will have a great appreciation for Jack Kirby and learning about his incredible life. So get Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics, for the loved one in your life. Thanks for joining me for another week of Comics Forever. If you're not able to shop with us in store, make sure you go to bravenewworldscomics.com for all of your comic needs. If you need more comic book recommendations, make sure you go to my podcast, Tales from the Short Box, available wherever you do podcasts. And from me and the entire team at Brave New Worlds, we hope that you and yours have a happy and healthy whatever you choose to celebrate. Happy belated Hanukkah, happy belated solstice, and happy early Christmas. And we will see you next Friday for more Comics Forever.